Evening, everybody. It's 5:43 on this Tuesday afternoon, the 30th of January, and this is your closing comment. It is video number 2056. The chart on the screen is the oil, and if you listened to this morning's when we were only down about 50 or 60 cents, I said, this would not bother me if it got down to the 75, 85, 75, 95 area where it just broke up from. And what did it do? It went down to 77, pardon me, 75, 85, and then turned tail and ran all the way back. It did not make a higher high today, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but frankly, I really wasn't expecting it right under all of these highs, and I think that we test this tomorrow. I'd be surprised if we didn't, barring any unforeseen news over the night. Um, we had a great day with this because we had a bunch of 80-cent XLE calls that we sold in the 275 to 280 area today, having already taken all the money out of the trade 2 days ago on the 100% up rule. So looked pretty darn good, and we still have some of it left. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was the gold, which got right back up into resistance and turned right back down. It was up on the day, $6 and change, but that close at 2050 was $7 or so off the high. Here are those highs again. This one, 2071, 2067, 2063, and today's high, 2068. So this is a pretty good area to be shorting this if in fact we're getting the seasonal move. However, hard to argue with this MACD crossing to the upside, and tomorrow we will cross to the upside here on the 5 and 20-day moving averages. So that really looks great. As far as the rest of the futures, the dollar was down a little, bonds were up a little, all of the grains were higher. There's a big short interest in the traders, the trader commitments, heavily short the corn, the soybeans, and the wheat, but I'm staying away from it for a little while. Uh, the dollar was down 20 cents. Bitcoin up 360 after being well over 44,000, close to 43,890. We also took a little bit of a profit on those BITXs. Over 100%. Ethereum up 73, and as I said, the bonds up about three quarters. As far as stocks went, I'm just going to give you the ones that were earnings today. They were Microsoft, AMD, Google, uh, Star Starbucks, and we had the other ones that we discussed this morning: SoFi, General Motors, and Whirlpool. Okay, so Microsoft was a beat. The stock had closed 408.60, up $1.12. It then on the headline of the beat ran up to 416.64, and as the news was picked apart, we went straight back down to 401 and a half. The last on that one is 402.40. That's down $7.32 or 1.7%. AMD, same situation, except it was down from the start. It had closed 171.98. That was down 585. On its headline, it did the opposite. It went slightly lower, then rallied up to 175.88, and now currently 162, down 15.83 or 9%. Google, Alphabet, 150, 127, down two and a quarter. Um, Rallied up on the headline to 153 and a quarter, came back down 142.86. Last is 142.95, down $10.56 or 6.9. And Starbucks, the only one that actually is higher tonight on a miss. So the others beat, Starbucks missed, but it wasn't, and I hate this saying, not as bad as feared. What a load of crap. 94.10 up 30 cents, went down to 90.60 and then turned back up 97.25. Last is 96 up 220. SoFi, which looked really great yesterday, got as high as 9.45. Today got as low as 8.12 and gave back a whole dollar of its $1.10 move from yesterday. Last on that one is 8.16. And as far as the actual news that we saw today, the FHFA housing price index unchanged to the prior at zero point 0.3. Case Shiller price index was 5.4. That was a little lower than 5.6 consensus, but higher than the 4.9 last month. January consumer confidence 114.8. The consensus was only 113. Last was revised down to 108 from 110 and change. And the JOLTS 9,026,000, which was a versus a prior revised of 8.92, was definitely hotter than expected. Okay, tomorrow, um, mortgage apps first thing in the morning, ADP at 8:15. At 8:30, Q4 employment cost index. At 9:45, Chicago PMI. At 10:30, weekly crude inventories, and of course the big daddy of them all at 1 o'clock, pardon me, at 2 o'clock, January FOMC decision, followed at 2:30 by the press conference. All right, folks. Hope you had as good a day as the options account did. I'll be back in the morning.